Welcome to Binary Step to Wellness, the podcast where we talk about everyday solutions to everyday problems. I am Marcia Torres, and together with my co-host Heidi Honrado, we are excited to bring a special guest every time we meet. And today we have the honor to have Maya Shestra Batarai is a certified functional medicine family nurse practitioner and the founder of Cherish Functional Wellness. With over a decade of experience in primary and urgent care, she recognized the limitations of conventional medicine in addressing chronic conditions. This realization led her to establish Cherish Foundational Wellness, where she focuses on uncovering the root cause of chronic illnesses and guiding patients towards optimal health through natural, comprehensive solutions. Heidi, welcome.
Hello, Marcia. As always, it's so much fun to co-host this podcast with you. And Maya, I'm so excited that you're here. You've done so much. So I want you to, can you share a little bit more about your education and your background so we can really get the real juicy stuff out of it?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, thank you so much. It's my really honor, Marcia and Heidi, to be here and really to be in this journey together, for health and wellness for the community. So I did my undergrad, bachelor in nursing, and then went for the further education for nurse practitioner with the master level. And I did work, like you mentioned, since 2013. I was in urgent care and then also in the primary care setting where I had the privilege to, work with all these patients. So it was great. And I really went to, this schooling because I really had the heart to really serve, heal the sick and really promote health. What happened was I saw a pattern as I was taking our patients. I saw the pattern in myself and I saw the pattern in other practitioners. And that was, I was giving really medications to manage symptoms of, patients when it comes to chronic conditions. People would come back to me with the same kind of complaints, although they were taking the medications, religiously, and they were following up with the specialist. And, people would come back with the pain, like sadness and frustrations and confusion. I really started to think okay, why is this not working, right? And that really opened up my mind to look something different, something outside of the conventional world and in more towards the holistic and functional medicine. Now that's in the in the professional aspect. In the personal level, back in 2015, I had to take 2 of the trips to the ER because I was really covered with severe hives all over my body. And, I went to ER and I was given prednisone. I took it and I would ask why I'm having this, and nobody gave me the answer. And like many of my patients, I was having the same struggle of, sadness, frustrations and confused and not getting my answers. And so I was in the both side of being a patient and being a practitioner. And so therefore I went for the further education in functional medicine, which is about 2 years of program, and did the board certification as well. The amazing thing is as I was doing my training, I would apply the principles with my patients and I would see amazing health transformation. And I was like, oh my goodness. And, I had that, I would come home with so frustrated and not satisfied with, the type of work I was doing for my patients. And I would often come home and I would, just pour out my frustrations and to my husband. And I'm I don't know if I can do this job anymore. And, since my passion was already really going down, but since I started to see that transformation in my patients, that passion and that desire really reignited, I'm here to make impact and through functional medicine.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. And as health coaches, we can definitely understand that, and seeing that aha moment and that breakthrough for us clients, for your patients, it's huge, right? So thank you for the work that you're doing. Thank you.
The work going to school, you got your bachelor's and the first, right, from the University, Liberty University, that's my understanding. And then
did,
you
yeah.
went to Cedarville University, and that's where you got your master's. And then you got your certification from the functional medicine.
Institute for Functional Medicine, yeah.
Wow, that was a lot of work that you definitely took to follow your passion, which is unbelievable. So thank you so much for sharing that. So then you decide, inspire you to create what is called Cherish Functional Wellness. And can you tell us more about what is the vision and the mission on your company, Cherish Functional Wellness?
With my background, like I mentioned, I was not satisfied with the type of care, and I really wanted to bring like true healing. And we know like the true healing really comes from the Lord, but I wanted to be the means to bring, true healing, and I worked in the clinic, so I know how the traditional clinic works. But I also saw there were a lot of things missing in the traditional world of, one-on-one visits and such. And that was like the time constraint. And we are supposed to be the educators, right? And we didn't have like time to educate our patients. There was no accountability. And, like people were not getting enough education. And even though we give education, like they are sick, right? I mean, I don't know, like probably they would just grab like 10% of what I said, right? And so considering all of these things, I decided, okay, I'm gonna do this Cherish Functional Wellness, which will be very different in a sense that it's gonna be one-on-one and in a group setting where I would bring, educational portion, I would bring the coaching aspect, the community, in a group setting, and then also bring the mindset, because with the healthy habits or any kind of behavioral changes, the mindset is big one, right? So with all of those, so that's how this Cherish Functional Wellness really developed. And our goal is to really, welcome health conscious men and women who are struggling with gut issues, struggling with immune or autoimmune issues, or the metabolic issues. Now, those are all big words, but, gut issues, I think we all know, immune and autoimmune, oh my goodness, it's increasing every year, the number of autoimmune conditions, and especially with the women. And when it comes to metabolic, I mean, like the weight resistance, your pre-diabetes or diabetes, blood pressure, hormonal issues too. So there are so many things. These are all the diseases, chronic diseases that can be, really managed. We could prevent if we are doing like a good job in educating, in promoting health and such. Or even if they have, we could, reverse significantly in a lot of the cases. And I'm like, okay, people cannot be living in bondage, right? When we can do something about it. And so, we can do something about it as a practitioner. Patients can do something about it, so they are free, they have quality of life. And so our goal is really focusing on these areas. And as you know, with the functional medicine, it's the root cause medicine, right? Trying to figure out why you are having certain chronic conditions. But we also, really appreciate this. Everything is connected, right? So everything is connected in our body, the system. We take a very holistic approach, means like the whole body. So we are, thinking about the physical, the mental, emotional, spiritual aspects. We are also looking at, not just one organ or system, but all the organs that, might be interconnected, just because we are so much interconnected. So this is really our vision, and trying to help the families and individuals who are suffering from these conditions through like very natural and holistic solutions.
And it does make the difference. It does. Definitely teaching them and helping them understand that they have the control and ability to heal. It's powerful.
And what I hear, Maya, when you were talking, you are absolutely right. When you are sick, when you go to the doctor, you probably are going to hear 1% of what the doctor said to you. Even if they have the best good intentions to educate you, at that point, it's not really going to come through you because you're in pain. You probably have a headache, so many things that happen. And then you leave with just a prescription, but not necessarily the education on how to prevent it or how to improve that. And I'm so happy to hear that heart and your vision is right here on creating that for the people. So that's really wonderful.
All right. So Maya, you've had, from what you've shared, sounds like you've made amazing, remarkable transformations, right? Health transformations with your clients, with the weight and all that. Can you share some of like those main cases that really stand out to you that have really been impactful to you? The type of service you provide and the holistic part of it.
Absolutely. There are so many cases. And I think like a lot of the, clients who come in, they are like very satisfied with, what the services they're receiving. But like, two of the cases come to my mind. So one is, she's 37-year-old mom of 4 children, and she was struggling with, a couple of autoimmune conditions. So one is celiac disease, which is, autoimmune condition in your gut. And the another was Graves' disease, which is about your thyroid. So she was already in the conventional world, treating and everything, going to the specialist for about 10 years. She was also like very fatigued, wanting to lose some weight. And then she had frequent infection, like the sinus infections or sore throat, things of that nature. So she heard about our program, and we started working together. And, like our approach is like we really invest a lot of time, especially like in the first visit, we are like spending about 75 minutes really trying to understand who they are, engaging and listening. And then we also go further with, doing functional medicine, advanced labs. So that could be a blood test, stool test, your saliva and things of that nature. So when she, in our first visit, I asked, what are your top 3 goals? And she mentioned that she really wanted to be well and energized. Being a mom, right? And then she wanted to really settle down her Graves' disease, and she wanted to lose some weight. So, and so we worked together, and even like within 6 weeks, we started to see results. So on the first visit, we do something like symptom, tracking, assessment, and her score was 105. So 105. So after, implementing the lifestyle changes, with the food and like educational, so she's also getting educational things that we are teaching, and she's starting to implement. And then her score was 14. So that's a big difference, so there were definitely a lot of like inflammation going on, so that has decreased.
Wow.
And then, so she lost about 20 pounds in 6 weeks. And then, she was feeling great, more energy, less bloating, all of those things. So we continued to work with her. We also did some detox, supported her gut and immune health. And about like 5 months, she reached out to me, and I wasn't doing anything, but she reached out to me and, told me that her rheumatologist was doing just a regular thyroid labs, as scheduled. And then for the very first time, her thyroid labs were coming optimal, not just normal, but in the optimal level. That's, from our personal functional medicine perspective. And I was like, oh my goodness. And here's the thing, this is so powerful, and I want to really encourage, people who are listening, is it doesn't need to be very complex. Our body have the innate ability to heal. And as long as you remove those imbalances, the inflammation, and really nurture your body, what it really needs, it's gonna heal itself, and there is a power. And so we just have to provide the good environment, and the balance, and the body starts to heal. And so this is very empowering, message that I want to give. A lot of the autoimmune conditions, so I'm just really specifically talking about this because a lot of the women that I have autoimmune conditions. And so the other empowering thing I would just want to mention is, in autoimmune conditions, there are 3 things. One is genetics, predisposition. So if your, family have it. The The another one is like any trigger factors. And the other one is something called intestinal permeability, or also called the leaky gut. So two of the things, leaky gut and the triggers, you could, we can really work it out and really make not a big, like this issue can be resolved. It may take time. It's not an easy pill.
Yeah.
And I know there are a lot of people who say, oh yeah, I have, my family have this gene and I have this genetic predisposition.
And they're okay with it.
But hold on, I want to tell you something. If you haven't heard about epigenetics, you need to learn, you need to know, because, in epigenetics, what it's called is it's our behavior and environment that really influences our genes. So yes, they're genes. You may have the genes, but through your behavior, your healthy habits, your lifestyle, all of those things can turn off the genes. So you are not expressing the gene of, let's say, diabetes, the genes the genes of whatever, fill in the blanks you have.
Right.
And that is so empowering people, and so I just want people to realize that there is so much power, potential, and options that we have. So this one of the cases, and she's doing like really, really well. And so her daughter had done some testing because of the celiac, and she had the, and she's just 9-year-old, but we are already starting working with her so that we are, working with the epigenetics, right? And so trying not to turn on that genes. So we are already taking care of her. So that's one family.
Wow.
Quickly, I'll just mention is a 40-year-old mother of 2, and she had adult onset asthma, severe psoriasis, to the point like it was all in her palms, elbows, knees. It was very significant for her because it's in her palm, right? Yeah. And being a mom, you need your hands, right? You need to work with water, and she could not tolerate that. It was very painful. She was spending about $700 per month just to get the topical, cortisone cream to apply, and that really soothed her. And then, like acne and things of that nature. So we work together, and like any other, and very personal at the same time. So like after 10 weeks, she was discontinuing her 2 other medications she was taking regularly. Her psoriasis was so much better that she could just use over the counter, as needed, topical. She was basically saving about $650 per month. Her acne got better, weight loss, and then this is amazing. Like she wasn't able to wear her wedding ring for a few years, and she was wearing the wedding ring when we were talking, in the last visit. And so I have like so many cases, I also have men with amazing results, but these are the stories after stories of healing that motivates me and then keeps going, and so that's why I love to spread, hey, there's options, there are solutions. You don't need to just feel like, oh, I can't go and play with my children or my grandchildren. I can't go shopping with my, in the mall or whatnot. No, there are like options and solutions. You have to be advocate for yourselves.
Yeah. Wow. I'm in awe. I'm just like so excited because it's so powerful. I have to say it. This is so powerful. And you said a few key things that, us as in health and wellness world, we always say like, it's not, you don't have to be in bondage. And that is so powerful. And that's what I always say, like, you don't have to just be and give up. Oh, because it's my genetics. No, like you have the control. And that is so important. Like it's not just the end all be all. You can control it. You can be in control of your life and your health. And even working with the 9-year-old, you're already teaching her, and her mom is taking the charge to say, okay, I'm teaching her so she can have a better life. And the other thing that I want to mention is the time. We know physicians, yes, that's a whole nother story, but they don't have the time. And 75 minutes versus 15 minutes, right, that a primary would spend with someone, you were able to really listen and go through those things with this patient. And just as going through that, they can listen to it themselves as well, and that's what I love about what we do with, as health coaches. And it's powerful, and what you're doing is amazing, and I can't wait to hear other stories. But just these two are amazing. I mean, not being able to wear your wedding ring, to me, that means a lot, and I'm sure it meant a lot for her, and that's amazing. So, but yeah, that is a great message, and people need to understand you have the control. You have to be able to educate yourself and search for other answers. Search for help. Don't just stay and just take whatever's given to you. You have the power. So that's amazing. I'm so glad that you were able to share those two powerful stories.
Yeah, something that resonated with me, Maya, and for the audience, for people that are listening. I think we don't understand the power that we have when we actually learn to listen to our body, and the way you approach to heal is with that compassion, right? Not only understanding or looking at the problem, at the illness, but you are looking deeper.
Yes.
That's the reason why you spend time listening to really what is the problem. And what I love that you included is you ask the patient, what is that you want? What is your focus, right? So you are already there engaging with them because they are part of the solution. And that is what resonated with me. Of course, with everything else that you said, that was wonderful. But for people to understand that, you work understanding their problem. You work with them, just helping them to reach, besides healing them, their body, but you also are willing to help them reach their goals, which is very important to all of us.
We can keep talking about this all day. Like, I can stay here and listen to everything, because I just get so excited about this, and I'm so glad that more and more, and I know functional medicine is so important. Functional medicine, lifestyle medicine, there's so much, food as medicine. I'm glad that there's so much more that we're learning as we're doing research. And I truly believe that, I know that the goal of healthy people 2030, I believe we can, it'll take us a little longer than 2030, but we're getting there, and if people like yourself that are truly going beyond their education, because you realize, okay, I truly want to make a difference, but it's not happening here. I want to know more so I can truly make an impact. And that's powerful.
Yeah. Maya, so you have been advocating for the community of Nepal.
Yeah.
While you are here, and that is, to me, is something so powerful, and some commitment to have the voice of others that need also be represented. I would love to hear you work with the Jericho Road Nepal clinic, and I think that is very inspiring.
That is.
Yeah. Thank you. So, I have, God has given me the heart for mission, and with just searching that, we ended up in Jericho. We actually moved from Ohio to Buffalo, New York, just for that purpose, because we felt like God was calling for some of, mission activities in Nepal or any place. But it happened to be Nepal, where I am originally from. And I work as the director for Jericho Road, Nepal, and basically it was post earthquake, and it was just devastated, and Nepal itself doesn't have the good healthcare system, and so our vision was to build a mini clinic that could at least do a primary care, like basic X-ray, and be the place where women can come and deliver the baby safely, because the people were traveling about 5 or 6 hours to the city, and there's no road. I mean, I think there is a road now, dirt road, and so it was a big need. So basically I was involved in all the planning, from buying the land, just the plain, the agricultural land, to building the building. And so we actually started building project during COVID, and we finished it in 2022. And so we've handed over to the local people. We have hired medical people, and team from the Jericho Road goes there 2 to 3 times a year to continue the training, supervise, encourage, and things of that nature. So we've been able to provide the much needed care of the maternity health, the infant and maternity health and primary care to that part. And when it comes to Nepal, Nepali people here, there are like a lot of Bhutanese Nepali community, and I've been part of that community too. And that sometimes functional medicine, just because it's not covered by the insurance yet, is not accessible. And my really goal is to one day make this accessible to people from other places, and either any refugee community or any people, make it accessible, because it should be accessible, and the high quality care is not just for rich or people who are learning, but for everyone. And so I've been involved in some of this community and trying to bring awareness. So I'm in the phase of just bringing awareness right now. So yeah, let's see how it goes.
Very commendable. So you see, you have more than just those 3 degrees. You are like a voice for a community, a voice for people that need, just beyond here, the United States. And that is very commendable. So thank you so much for sharing your experience, your journey, and what you're doing right now. So it's getting close to our time, Heidi.
Yeah. Oh, no, I want to continue. We're going to have to bring you back. We're going to have to bring you back, and, because I know there's so much more to share in this world of, health and wellness. And so we definitely have to plan a time, but I want to thank you so much for sharing with us this time. And I wish you all the best. Continue. And God will give you the wisdom to keep doing the work that you're doing. And just thank you. This was amazing. And I can't wait to get to know you even more.
And Maya, before we go, we would love to give us your last words. And also, can you share with everybody where they can find you? If you can be specific about social media, where they can find you. And of course, we're going to have your bio and your description at the bottom of the email. But I would like for you to also mention that to our listeners.
So everyone, I just want to, encourage people that, hey, there are solutions, there are options. So you have freedom to choose. So yeah, just advocate yourself. There are ways we can do a lot of things naturally. So choose natural way if you are not satisfied with, the conventional route. And this is not for everyone. You have to be, motivated. Taking care of yourself is the greatest gift that you can give to yourself and your family and the loved ones. So please do take care of yourself. If you want to learn more about the services, so you can go to my website, which is cherishimmune.com. The name of the practice is Cherish Functional Wellness. You can also find me in LinkedIn, and I would love for you to follow me. I am as Maya Srasta Bhattarai. So I think Marsha will write that down. I'm also in Instagram and Facebook. And so I'll get more information, but I'm also in YouTube. So you heard a couple of testimonials, and some of our clients have been gracious to share their testimonial in the video forms, and those are in the YouTube channel. And in there, you can search at Cherish Functional Wellness. That's my information, and I am offering free consultation if you're interested. So you can go to my website, cherishimmune.com, and we can connect. I do want to thank you, Marsha and Heidi, for doing this amazing job, because you are also in health and wellness world. We, all are trying together to make the world a better place, the healthier, right? Our community, our neighbors, with education, coaching, and bringing just the awareness. So I want to just thank you guys for what you're doing, and best wishes to you all too as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for listening to today's podcast. As once again, we are so proud to have Maya here, and we will be coming on our next episode with a very special guest. And each one of the guests that we have here are very special, and that's what we say, a very special guest. So thank you so much for being here today, and we wish you a good health and a good week.
Yes. Live well. Bye-bye.